For my research project, I will be explaining the methods and some of the artwork that came out of the Edo period, which dates 1600 to 1868 roughly. This era was named after the city of Edo, which is now modern day Tokyo. This is said to be the final period of traditional Japan when there was internal peace and as well as political stability and economic growth under the Takigawa government. So woodblock print was originated in Japan. It's very popular in Western Europe after trading opened up worldwide in the 1600s. Woodblock printing was only found in Buddhist monasteries, and they were only printed in black and white. Later, color was added. During the Edo period, publishers would use block techniques in order to help with the demand of literature and art, and it helped publish a lot faster and much quicker, kind of like how Europe had the printing press. But this was much older. In 1603 to 1868, the most popular images were landscape scenes from legends, folklore, and depicting supernatural beings. Very similar to the Renaissance period when everybody was doing Roman and Greek stories, as well as painting for nobles and different type of landscapes. So as you can see by the pictures, you would carve out the stuff that you didn't want the paper to pick up on, and you basically would leave like an indent in the wood, and you would paint on top, like the bottom picture with the beetle. And they would use a special type of glue paste that would help bind the color pigment to add to the brilliance. So we're going to talk about a few paintings. This painting is a depiction of a legend, and this is Zhao Yu. Basically, Zhao Yu was trying to get Emperor Yao's throne, and he washed him out with the river. And then Xiao Fu was drinking from the same river, and he noticed that it was dirty, and he left. This was a very simple black and white painting in the 18th century. This particular story has many interpretations, and this can be found at the Metropolitan Art Museum. So this painting is called the Hour of the Rat Mistress. This painting has realistic traits to the mother and child. There's a visible connection between the mother and child by the coloring in their outfit, with the same peach color tone. This is an idea where mothers were to make it look easy to look after kids. There's also a sense of realism and in the mom and the face of the baby, and they're both equally proportionate. The Wave is one of the most well-known woodblock painting. What's really interesting is the mountain in the very background is Mount Fuji, which happens to be the biggest mountain in Japan. And the unique sizing of it can suggest that the audience could be in one of the boats, looking toward Japan while in the middle of the sea. This painting was very inspirational to Monet and Van Gogh. So this last painting is toward the end of the Edo period. This is a typical wood tile method. What's really interesting is the fine artwork on the staircase as well as the trees. And the costumes on the woman figure are not only European Victorian designs, but the painstakingly detail on the dresses show a fine detail to the craft. What makes this so interesting is you can see the influence on Europe that it had on Japan when, because during the Edo period, Japan, the only people that traded with Japan was the Dutch, because they wanted Portuguese and the Spanish colonizers not to kind of influence them in a way. And you can see this by the women's costumes. This is far more complex out of all of the wood paintings in this presentation by just looking at the rugs and the house, and you'd have to use each individual tile would have had a bit of different color. Thanks for watching this presentation. Hope you enjoyed.